Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Motorsport Manager, continuing on with the Predator Racing Group and the Worst to Best Challenge. And the next race we have is Guilford, which is the 7th race of our 3rd season. And for that, top speed is crucial, medium speed corners is crucial, and high speed corners are crucial. Fuel burn is low, tire wear is very high, and these are the tires we have to choose from. Practice, we have projected rain, and for the race, we have sunny weather, although with Guilford, you never really know. And if we take a look at improving our parts, we are currently improving engines and brakes. We know that the suspension is going to be crucial for this race, though, so I'm going to switch that around. There we go. And that will be done 6 days before the race, and then we can switch over to brakes if we so choose, and then we would be more or less at the maximum for all of our parts that we currently have. And reliability-wise, I am going to back off here on the engines, and I'm going to instead work on the suspension because that will be worn. But we're not going to be working on that full tilt, so it'll only be a marginal improvement. And let's go ahead and continue until we get to the race, which is in 24 days. One thing I'm curious about is Santana is feeling blue. That's going to expire in 5 weeks, so that will be happening after this race. So let's just go ahead and continue. Okay, longer races coming in 2019. I'll probably vote against that, to be honest with you. I don't feel like the races need to be any longer than they are. Although I won't be too upset if it ends up passing. So longer races coming. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at this. New vote has begun. This time around, it's about 35 lap race on average. So I'm going to vote against it. It will not benefit our team, so that is why I'm going to vote against it. Hey, the longer the race, if we're not a very competitive team, the more we get lapped, and that's embarrassing. So we'll vote against it. Let's go ahead and skip to the end here. It looked like there were more people voting against, but yeah, it was rejected. So we will not have longer races, which honestly, it makes my videos shorter. So that's one of the things that motivates me to say no to that. We do have a sponsor that's upcoming. We have 2 offers for that so far, so we'll just have to wait on that. Let's go ahead and continue. Okay, we're going to have performance work done, which I will pause for because it will not pause on its own. Okay, let's go ahead and go to that improvement screen then. And all we have left are brakes from our main category here. And if I just focus on them, this will finish very quickly. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to focus on that. And then we'll switch over to reliability, I guess, afterwards. And we'll get everything wrapped up. And we'll pretty much be good for the season after we get these brakes finished. So the reason I say that is because the parts more or less are done at the same time. So if I were to improve these, they would get done 1 day before the race. So I guess we could go ahead and improve them just to do it. So let's do so. Okay, let's continue here. Okay, I'm not really sure why we paused there. Not really sure why we paused twice. But now we're going to pause because of this event. Okay. Oh, it might have been the 1st of the month. That might have been why we paused. Okay, and we'll continue. Okay, pause. So we just finished our performance upgrade. So at this point, there's not really a whole lot to continue to improve, but I'm not going to focus all of my attention on that, even though it wouldn't take much time to do so. Instead, I'm going to focus my attention on reliability, and let's see, cancel that, do that. I guess we can stay on the suspension. It doesn't really matter. As long as we get it done, that's all I care. And it's going to happen 14 days after the race. We'll probably get everything up as reliable as it can be. And we are at the day of the race. So let's take a look at these sponsors now. I'm always going to take the upfront cash, especially for these, because these are not really possible for our team right now. So we're going to go ahead and take this one. 100,000, so that's good. It's something anyway. And let's go on to the actual race. So let's go on to the actual race. There we go. 16th or above. Let's just make sure we have the parts fitted correctly. I believe we do. So Santana has the best brakes, has the best engine, has the best suspension. Let's just see what these guys are unhappy about. So mostly unhappy about how well our cars perform, which even with Santana is quite a bit behind the rest of the pack. Top speed, we're no longer in last place. That's nice. As a matter of fact, we're 9th in most things except for suspension. Suspension is the one thing that we're behind on. But, hey, you know, it looks like we have something in the yellow for once. No longer in the orange, but we're still the worst team overall. And we did not come out of that hole this season. So it looks like next season is going to be where we're going to have to attempt that. But in any case, let's go ahead and go on to the race here and race. And I'm not sure for next year what I'm going to do strategy-wise. I might focus a lot of our off-season money into getting more headquarters, although I do have to consider that there is upkeep cost for those things. Or I could dump a lot of cash into our car trying to improve it more. We'll have to see. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of money to end this season, though, because of that one building that I started building. All right, so these are going to be our drivers. Let's change our setup. I'll keep the wing kind of where it is. It's in the middle, so I'm fine with that. We're going to need to go hard on that suspension. Something like that would be a good start. We need to go more towards acceleration. Because these two balance each other out a little bit, I'll do something like that. Okay, we'll do that. Tire choice. Softs is fine for me. Confirm. Over here, we've got a little bit more downforce needed. So we'll do that. And then for handling, again, we need to go stiffer. But this time, we don't need to go towards acceleration. We need to go towards top speed. So I'll do that. Back this off maybe one step. There we go. And super softs are fine for me. And let's go ahead and get the instant result here. Okay, so it ended up raining, so we finished in 14th and 20th in practice, although I don't know how much you can really trust these things if we switch to wet tires and things like that. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so right now there's no rain happening, but we'll have to see what our forecast says. Because as much as it said predicted sunny on the race, I've seen that be the case before and it rained. So right here, I still see sunny weather so far, so that's good. Let's see what we got here. So again, they're not giving me much in the way of bonuses from the practice, but I am going to get at least our engine expert thing in here. And then for race trim and risk taker for you. And then our car setup. Oh, looks like they did a decent job with the car setup. That's good to see. Driver strategy. Well, you know what? I do need to take a look at this, though, because first off, tire choice. You need to be running softs, and you need to be running full fuel. And then over here, you can run the super softs. I'm fine with that, but we also need full fuel on you. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. All right, so we're good to go. I don't know how these tires are going to behave, but I'm just going to assume that we need to push some temperature into the softs. I don't know about the super softs. We'll have to see. I could push a little bit here just to get the temperature up somewhat. Let's go ahead and confirm. Now, we're going to be probably first and third yet again, so we'll do that. And let's go ahead and focus on Dior, who is in front. And I will speed up time out the gate just to get things going. Dior does manage to stay in first this time, and Santana also manages to kind of pull out here a little bit. And let's go ahead and speed time up. And as another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push here with the engine mode. And over here, I am going to tell you to let your teammate through. And let's see if we can get Santana up front here. That would be nice. And so far, it looks like we managed it. We might have cost Dior some positions doing that, but there we go. We're in first. I think that might be the first time we've ever had Santana in that position. I'm going to have to keep an eye on our tire temps, though. Because they're getting warmish. All right, come on, come on, come on. Nah. We're in second here. Dior is all the way down into 13th already. Santana's fighting to maintain second. I'm going to go ahead and back off on our tire temps. Okay, so far so good. How is our forecast? Still sunny weather. Come on, Santana, you can fight. Fight for me. I'm actually amazed how long she's held out. I mean, I don't expect for it to last forever, but not too bad. I mean, we've got our car as good as it can be. These cars attacking us right now are, you know, kind of crummier cars because, you know, the way the starting position runs. Still sunny weather projected. No rain, I mean. Our tires are cooling off here a little bit. Let's go back to a neutral stance. He's back in the at the absolute back, 20th. Geez. You can push a little bit of temperature into those tires. Let's back off while we're on the straight, though. Push some more temperature into those tires, and then back off for the straight. All right, we've got ourselves a decent position here for Santana. We are going to have to be mindful, though, of the tires here. Ooh, crash. But it was cleared quickly. So it won't affect our positioning, which is good. I'm going to have to start thinking about pitting here. I'm going to stay out as long as the car in first stays out, though. At least that's the plan. Okay, I'm going to really have to start thinking about pitting here. Yeah, I'm queuing the pit regardless of what other people are going to do. And let's get ourselves some fuel here. So, 9 seconds. Looks like 9 seconds is the optimum pit for us. And we're just going to go ahead with that. And pit. And away we go. We do have queued pits here. So if we do okay in the pits, we may regain some semblance of position here. We're on this guy's butt. We actually get out in first here, surprisingly. But we're going to lose that positioning because of the pit. Dior is going to be passing a lot of people. Now, we have told him to let Santana through, so she should be able to get some positioning back here. Okay, Santana is losing positions here now. Not what we want to see. Dior is still okay as far as staying out. He could probably stay out another lap here. Or we do pass him. So we're in 11th. Okay, so Dior, you just passed the pit lane. Go ahead and pit. We'll put you back on soft tires. We'll fuel you up. Trying to get optimum time here. Doesn't look like I'm going to really pull that off. I'm just going to give him full fuel, and we'll do a fast pit. And pit. Okay, now going back to Santana, who's in 11th. Really like to be able to recapture where we were, because we were doing fantastic. As a matter of fact, we were in first place there for a brief moment. And the cars in front, they should be going slow, because they are on slower tires, and they also are worn down. They're going to be pitting here. But they do have kind of a lead on us. We'll have to see if we can pass them here. We'll be coming through here with some speed, so we get up into 6th, which is good. We're going to drop down into 7th and then 8th. Okay, so far so good. Now the car in 7th is churning through his tires pretty quickly here, so that will give us somewhat of an advantage, I hope. But we are down into 9th, soon to be 10th, soon to be 11th, it looks like. But again, Santana is doing remarkably well. Dior, on the other hand, is doing about as crap as he's done all year. But again, this makes me very optimistic for the future. If we can get these kind of performances out of Santana in the future, I think we'll finally get out of this hole. All we need is a driver that is maybe equal in ability to her. And I think we'll be much better off next season, especially as we'll be putting some money into the development of our cars. Okay, fuel is still okay. Tire life is decent. We're up into 9th, so Santana is fighting nicely here. Okay. We're going to have to start thinking about pitting. Probably about the same time a lot of the rest of the pack is going to be pitting here. Yeah, let's go ahead and cue the pit just because of fuel as well. Put her back on some super softs. Get her some fuel. And I'll try and get this timed optimally, but that's going to be tough to do. Also, we don't have that quick of a pit here, so fuel options here. Looks like the 9 seconds is the best time-wise. Whether or not that's enough fuel for her, I don't know. At this point, if I did take on 9, maybe even that much fuel, we'd be okay. But if I take on this much fuel, we should be okay. It's going to cost me time, though. There's also the question of, would super softs last that long on this track? I don't know, and that's kind of the tough question you ask yourself. Will it last long enough? I'm going to go with 9 seconds, though. I think that's what we're going to go for. It's risky, but we'll try. And let's go ahead and... You can go ahead and push the tires just to do it, as you have more tire life than some of the other guys are going to be pitting here. Looks like she may actually get up into 7th here, but then she pits. She's going to lose a lot of positions here. I am going to have her back off and back off. And we'll see where we are in the fuel situation. Alright, so we're going to get out into 16th, which is not really a great place to be, but we do have some pitting that's going to happen up ahead. And hopefully we can work our way back into position. I highly doubt, fuel-wise, we are in a good position, but I'm not going to burn the fuel just in case we do have enough. Okay, we managed to get up into 13th. We were in a position where we were in 8th, so hopefully we can kind of rekindle that success. So Rogers is out in front of us. He's our rival, and he's going to be pitting, so we'll be able to pass him easily. Hopefully the guy in 8th will also be pitting, and we'll be able to pass him. No, okay. Interesting. So the guy that's currently in 1st stayed out, and will for sure be pitting. We're up into 10th at this point. We're not being told that we'll run out of fuel, but that doesn't necessarily mean we won't. But according to this math here, I don't know if she's going to make it. Dior needs to start pushing temperature into those tires. He is in 18th, though. It's not the worst. And we are getting our sponsorship, and it looks like we will be able to fall in that nicely. We're in 10th right now. And Dior can stay out for another lap. Not having her push her engine might be a mistake. Because I'm just not sure. We might have to pit anyway. Okay, George just lost his position. I should have pitted with him. That was a mistake. It's not going to be the end of the world, though. We'll give him super softs, and we'll fuel him up enough so that he can get around. That's probably more than enough, and we'll give him fast pit. There we go. I wasn't paying attention, more or less. I'm also burning fuel, which I don't want to be doing. No, wait, that was correct. That's what I want to be doing there. Okay, I was just misreading that. All right, so we're in 12th. And again, I'm concerned that she doesn't have enough fuel, but we'll just have to see. I'm also concerned these tires won't last 3 laps, but again, we'll just have to see. I'm thinking no on that. For sure no. But I'm really hesitant to have her pit. Because I highly doubt the AI will. You know, screw it. We'll keep her out. Her tires are going to be screaming. And it may be a mistake. It looks like we barely have enough fuel to make it. And we barely have the tire life to make it too. And we're just going to have to push it to the limit. That is probably a mistake, but this is not. Okay, still going to remain sunny. All right, so we got one more lap, and in theory, we don't have enough fuel for that. I'm gonna go in low engine mode. That might cost me though. I think we screwed this race here. Because I went too risky there. I don't think we're gonna make it around with what fuel we have. And I'm gonna lose so many positions because of that. Because we just ran out of fuel. That sucks. That sucks so hard. Oh, well, I pushed for it, and I didn't get it. Now, in my opinion, though, if we had pitted, we would have finished in the exact same position. So, it sucks, but it could have been worse, I guess. All right, 17th and 19th it is. And I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you, but okay. And we remain more or less where we were. And we still remain in last place, no surprise there. Well, that race had parts that looked good. Maybe I screwed the strategy, and, you know, that's obviously on me. But at least it gave me a glimmer of hope of what we could do. So we'll see. Okay, so at this point, there's only a few more races left. Now, a few more races left, and the next one we have is going to be a tough one for us. It's going to take us, I'm not going to take this interview. Take us 12 hours to repair our cars. We might as well do that. And as far as improving our cars go, now that we have our parts more improved, let's see if I were to build an engine now, what would happen? Yeah, it's still just about as good. I don't think it necessarily depends off of what your parts are currently at. I think it depends on a combination of your lead designer skill, which is honestly not that great at the moment, but she has potential to be a decent lead designer, and also the chassis you build in between the season, I think, is what's going to determine your stats. So, and I think there's carryover also from your previous year as how well you developed the parts from last year, but not necessarily this year. So next year, how much we developed our parts, I think matter, but we'll have to wait for that season. So, okay, with that all being said, mostly we're just improving the performance of parts that don't really matter, and we're improving reliability, which will be done 13 days before the race. Then we'll switch over to some other parts to improve their reliability and so on. But I think we're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.